Well, need to get myself a bag of squid nice and quickly today, because later I'm going to be jumping in the car and venturing up to the Glenelg River to go and chase some mulloway, and that squid that we're going to catch is going to be used as bait and for food on our trip. Whilst we're out in the water, I'm going to run you through 5 tips on how to catch more squid, simple things that increase your catch rates consistently. We've got some awesome weather, even got a nice rainbow behind us, so we're in for some good luck. Let's get out there and get our bag nice and quickly. Alrighty, we are out in the Pro Angler today, and going to be an awesome day out here. We've got really nice conditions, so we're just paddling over this sandbar, and obviously we're on a mission, so we want to work really quick today, get that bag of squid. We've got a cooler bag with us today that's full of ice, so what we're going to do is we're going to keep those squid nice and fresh, which is going to be perfect bait for our Glenelg mulloway trip. We are deep enough that we can drop that trolling motor and get stuck into the fishing action. I thought it was snagged, man. Oh, look at the size of this one. It's massive. Oh, yeah. Haven't caught it yet. Oh, yeah. Ah! Oh, have a look at this one. That's a cracker. Woohoo!
That'd have to be the biggest one for around here.
All right, so how good is that for a start to the morning? So we've just gone straight to our spot. It's probably about 1 kilometre straight out. We're fishing at the moment in 5.6 metres deep. Some nice weedy grounds here. I've put out my drifter. I've gone to set up my other rod, and my drifter is like that. I thought it was snagged, and then I've pulled it up, and again, it really felt like it was snagged, and then all of a sudden it started peeling line. You don't generally get a lot of big squid around this area. This is one of the bigger ones that I've got around here. This is an absolute cracker. Look at that. So I'll give you a good look at that. That is a cracker of a squid. So that in one squid is probably bait sorted for our Glenelg trip. Now, typically I reckon the best bait are smaller size squid than this, but you know what, we're gonna absolutely take that. That is a beautiful calamari, and hopefully if we catch a few more of this sort of size, we might get ourselves a feed as well as some ripping bait for the Glenelg River. But look at that, that is fantastic. And you know it's a good squid when you can put your hand behind it and your hand disappears with its hood like that. So that is fantastic, and what a cracking start to the day. Now, tip number 1 is all about understanding the right areas to find squid. Now, in the bay, that's typically in shallow waters from anything from 2 to 6 meters deep, where you get really thick coverage of weed bed and sandy patches. That is the perfect ecosystem for squid. It's where they feed, it's where they lay their eggs, and it's where they reside, and that's where you'll find them.
Oh, here we go. Got one.
Well, that's squid number 2. This is a good start to the day. Another good size one too. Oh, you bugger. Got me. Good one. Now this one is dwarfed by the other one. So this is a nice squid, but nowhere near the size of the other one. The other one was a very good squid.
And look at that. That is your squid there. So beautiful. Squid number 2.
Alrighty, so that one was taken on that pilchard squid jig. So just push that there. And there you go. So that's a little guy, but that is probably the perfect bait size, because what we want to do is for our bait fishing for the Glenelg is we want to have squid rings that are probably about that sort of thickness. And what you're going to find is from kind of that part of the hood all the way to this part of the hood, one of that size is going to make a really, really nice size bait. And that's because up at the Glenelg, you will get a lot of mulloway, sort of between your 60 and 90 centimetre size. And a bait like that is tip top. And obviously when you catch one squid, you'll likely get another quickly. So get your squid jig out in that area and we'll get this squid on ice, but that is 2. 8 more to go, and the morning is still very, very early. Tip number 2 is to fish on clear water days. Now, squid rely very heavily on their eyesight, and it's important to understand how the weather impacts water clarity. Now, typically you're going to get really nice clear waters if you've had a few days of really calm winds, or if the wind is coming from behind you and going out to sea. And that's because all of that sediment, all of that whitewash and all of that weed is going to drift out to sea, and it's going to be nice and clear in those shallow areas where you're fishing. So if you can find the clear water, find those weedy beds and find those sand patches, and you'll find the squid. Oh, I got another one.
Okay.
Yep. So there's number 3, again on the sleeper. There you go, 3 squid, so that's a real little guy. I think we'll let him go. That's a bit too small to come with us. And I think at this rate, that's 3 squid in literally about 5 minutes. So probably a good chance of getting our bag without needing to take these little guys home. And oh, I think the other rod's back on again. And this is a nice one. So grab this net here. There we go. There we go. And that's squid number 4. The old green eyes. Absolutely awesome. That is number 4 that we've got. The good news is that the morning is very, very early. We haven't been out here very long. So we will dispatch of number 4, get him on ice, and he's going to make absolutely perfect mulloway bait. Tip number 3 is all about gear selection. And don't get too caught up in the marketing hype, because there's plenty of it in this space. I'd highly recommend that you take a handful of squid jigs in different colors and different sizes, because squid will respond differently all the time, because the conditions you're fishing are constantly changing. Now, if you're going to buy yourself a dedicated squid combo, I'd really recommend getting a rod that has a slow or medium action, and that way you don't pull jigs when you lift and try and set that squid jig. Now, if you're fishing from a boat or a kayak, you'd probably want a rod that's around 7 foot in length. If you're fishing land-based, then you'd want to up that to 8 or 9 foot in length to give you that extra casting distance. Now, you'd pair those rods with either a 2500 or a 3000 size reel, and you'd spool that with either 8 to 12 pound braid, and you'd finish that off with 1 rod length of fluorocarbon leader, again anything from 8 to 12 pound, and you can join that using an FG knot, a double uni knot, or whatever your favorite knot is. And I'd recommend at the end using a fast quick eggy clip, that way you can change your squid jigs nice and quickly. All right, let's get back to catching a few. All right, we've got another one on here. So another good one on the little Emeraldus outfit. Oh, he's hanging on by one tentacle. There we go. So there's another one there. All right, and there we go. So there is squid number 5. So perfect size one for a bait run. Absolutely brilliant. So there is your 5th squid there. So really nice bait size one there. And then what I've done is I've put those squid jigs straight back into that spot. Get rid of all that ink. One of the fun things with this style of fishing is the amount of ink and stuff you get on your net, so that can go behind us. And what we'll do is we'll dispatch this squid right now. That's another one in the cooler bag on ice. And I tell you what, I think we're going to be in for a cracking trip up in the Glenelg. We're going to have heaps of bait, and might even sneak a few for dinner tonight as well. Yep, gotcha. There we go. He was just playing with it. That's a good thing to do, is just leave it there, because they're very likely to come back. This is a good one. This is a good one. Oh, yeah. All right, calm down, mate. And there we go. So we'll put this one into that spot there because we've pulled 2 or 3 squid really quickly there. So I always think it's a great thing to employ is just get your squid jig, put it in the same area, avoid tangles with your mates that cast into the same spot. And there we go. And that is the perfect hook up there. Obviously there's lots of different ways that you can get hooks up with squid. When you get them there is absolutely no way that they're going to go. So that was on the sleeper, which is really good. That's now number 6. That's in the cooler bag on ice. And I'll tell you what, we've only been fishing for a small while. We may have number 7 on here as well.
Good news is I've got clean ice for bourbon if you want it.
Oh, another one. There we go. Alrighty. There we go. So, the squid fishing is on fire. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this squid rod over to that side where that squid was. And today has very much been a combination of half on the sleeper and half on the ones working it. And because this drift is just so slow today, it's almost like a production line where I'm sort of casting, working it, and then putting it in this one, and then that one drifts over this way. But that sort of tactic is working really well. It's tangled in this. Oh, got me in the face. Dispatch this guy, get him on ice. And tip number 4 is to drift and cover ground, and to get used to using your marine electronics and marking waypoints when you catch squid. Often you're going to go straight out to those clear waters with those weed beds and sandy patches, but it's going to take some time to find where the squid are. And when you do, use your tools, that way you can redrift over those same lines and keep catching them. That's how you catch them nice and quickly. And whilst you're at it, it's also a good idea just to throw out a sleeper or a drifter, and that's just a second fishing rod with a squid jig attached. You cast it out, you put it in your rod holder, and you let it sit there, and that's just going to drift along, and you'll be surprised, you'll catch plenty of squid doing that too. Yes, you do run the risk that every now and again that you might get snagged up, but in most of the cases you should be able to get it out, and it will definitely help increase your catch rates. Cool, so we've just landed after dropping one on the side a minute ago, and this is a nice one. So grab this net here. There we go. Let him ink out there. Beautiful.
There you go. So there he is. Another squid.
And finally, tip number 5 is to work your squid jigs nice and slowly. Typically, squid like to hold the bottom, and you want to get your jigs into that strike zone. Now, one of the most common problems I see all the time is people cast out and they work their squid jig back too fast, and it doesn't give squid enough time to use their strong eyesight and to commit to striking those squid jigs. So work them nice and slowly. You also want to add lots of pauses. You want to add a number of erratic lifts. You want to make your squid jig look like a wounded prawn or bait fish of some sort. And if you can get all of those things right, you're going to be working your squid jig with great action. That's really going to help your catch rates. Yep, gotcha. There we go. Nice squid. Oh yeah. It's a good size squid. There we go. There we go. It's a good one.
So look at that there. That is absolutely perfect. That's what we're after. That's why we came here today. And see, on that natural Yamashita squid jig. Yes, it's a bit of a weird name. Don't blame me for it. But we'll get this out and we'll throw that out.
And there you go. That is an awesome squid there, because I think there's another one on this one. So yeah, there is. Double hook up. Double hook up, and this one feels big. Well, this is a good one. Yep, look at that. 2 rippers. Look at that, double hook up of 2 big squid. I have to deadlift this guy. Look at that. Woohoo! Alright, well, this has been fantastic. So we have got 9 squid in probably about 35 minutes, which is absolutely awesome, because it means A, it'll be mission achieved nice and early on the day, It's amazing how many times when you're so close to your bag limit that sometimes it takes a little bit of time just to catch that last one. But hopefully we can get this 10th one nice and quickly. There we go. Got him. Got him. There's 10. That's the bag. There we go.
There we go. So there's another. That is number 10. Alrighty.
Well, there you go. There is 5 tips to catch squid more consistently. I hope that you've enjoyed this. Just remember, when you're out there, look for the clear water, look for the thick weedy zones, look for your clearings of sand, and to work your squid jigs nice and slowly. Have your sleeper out and use your tools. And if you do all of those things, then you will start to consistently catch squid. And also make sure you start to predict the right conditions, so that way you're fishing on those right days. You put all those things together and it's going to be some really productive days out in the water. Anyway guys, I hope that you've enjoyed this vid, and I look forward to seeing you out on the water sometime soon. Take care everyone.
There's the PA in all her beauty. And then here, got ourselves a bag chock full of squid. Look at that. So absolutely fantastic. Put them out on the ack in a minute, have a look at them. There's the spoils. There's your bag of squid. And as you can see, I've got a couple of good sized ones there. So these two in the middle here, really nice big ones. So they've been on ice the whole time, so that's going to make for awesome bait and awesome eating. So Glenelg River, look out, here we come.
If you enjoyed the episode, then become a FishingMad member. It's easy to join by visiting www.fishingmad.com.au/member and gain access to an online portal that's full of helpful fishing content, including detailed workshops, fishing reports, rigging tutorials, podcasts, giveaways, competitions, maps, gear reviews, sounder training, exclusive videos, and much more. It's a great platform and helps to support everything we do at FishingMad, so become a member today. I don't think this is a squid. It's a starfish. Look at that. Look at the size of this thing. Woo!
It's the 40 centimetre.
We've got the squid, and this is your side of starfish. But anyway, a lot of these guys, even though they are pests, they are protected species. So do your best to get them back in the water. And they are creepy looking, that's for sure.